We've also got our district governor, Drew, who's here, whose idea it was to do this project and made the initial contact with the hospital. So we're delighted that he and
It was both our idea.
All right. He and the executive are here. And we're delighted we've got really quite a big team from the hospital, such busy people, and they've come all this way from Cheltenham to be with us tonight. And I think that just shows how important it is to them. We're going to hear from them in just a moment, but we just need to say one or two thank yous first. I know they'll be lurking at the back, they are, but can we say a great thank you to David and Terry McMurtry, whose house this is, and who have let us come here, and I'm sure that's half the reason why you're here, really, is to see that. So thank you, David and Terry. I then wanted to say thank you to Scott and Boise, who are the two people over there making all the canapes. I think they've done a brilliant job, so thank you. And we also want to say that it's Lake Supplies, which is the business that Scott and Derek run, who have provided all the disposables, so they very much sponsored it. Thank you to all our Rotary Club team who've been helping with car parking and serving and so on. Without them, this wouldn't have happened. So this is the start, if you like. We've got to a first stage on our journey, and you're going to hear what's going to happen next. I want to say about the purpose of today, because why are we here? Because the big space appeal has already been launched by the hospital. Why are we having a Rotary launch for this? Well, it's very simple, really, that yes, we're part of, as Rotary Clubs, part of an organisation, but we don't necessarily have a lot of communication or work together on things. And this is an enormous opportunity to come together, to collaborate and achieve more than any of us could. And then it dawned, actually, if we approach other fundraising organisations as well, then we can do marvellous things, really. So it's to galvanise into action, and hopefully you'll feel more strongly about that after you've heard from the hospital team. It's to give us that sense of shared purpose and direction in what we're doing, to do something that's really needed and will make a real difference to people like me. I'm a patient of the oncology department, and I'm sure several of you have been as well. And it will make a big difference to that experience. Wonderful staff, incredible treatments, but just getting the facilities better would be great too. Without further ado, I think we need to hear from the hospital team as to exactly why we're happening. And Dr. Goodlani, both before we talk about
And in the UK, there are 1,000 hospitals, thereabouts. 60 of these hospitals are regional cancer centres. Cancer, of course, being a common disease, it's a function really of our fragile bodies. And the treatment of cancer involves lots and lots of medical specialties in and out of hospital. But a regional cancer centre is a very particular thing. And it's shaped by culture, by compassion, by language, and good care alongside good treatment utterly defines our teams, I believe, in Cheltenham. But care is also held within and permitted by an environment, housed within a space and enriched by it. And though our cancer centre provides state-of-the-art treatment and real attention to care, we're really outgrowing our estate. Our rooms are small, poorly lit, often unwelcoming. There's no real organised digital offer for remote virtual consultations. There's an adequate space to have consultations around research, treatment, support, rehabilitation. And they're not good rooms for really important conversations at charged moments in people's lives.
And many years ago, I had the real privilege of going on a Rotary scholarship. I was about 13 years old, and I had to move school, not of my own accord. I was expelled from school, and I had to move school. And I went to a school, and I didn't realise, but the headmaster was a Rotarian, and I'd never even heard of the Rotary Club. Anyway, when I left school, the headmaster bumped into me into the high street and said, "Can we stay in contact?" And over a few years, whilst I was at university, he reached out to me and offered me support for some books and through the Rotary Club, so some reading material and things like that. And at the end of it, invited me to apply for a Rotary scholarship. to New York. When I read the letter, I thought it said York, and I thought, I don't really want to go to York. It was actually, when I reread it, it was New York, so I thought, yeah, absolutely, I'd like to go to New York. And I went to a panel of Great and Good in the Rotary Club, and I presented what I'd like to study in New York at the time, and I had a fantastic time. I've never met people so generous with their time, with their encouragement. And when I was at the airport to come home, one of the families that I was staying with, who was a Rotarian, and I said, when I'm in a position, I will give the money back so that somebody else has the opportunity to do this. And he said, remember, it's never about money, it's about time. And he said, if I can teach you one thing, just think about that service above self. And I can honestly say that phrase and that experience changed my life. And actually, I wouldn't be doing the job I'm doing today if it wasn't for the Rotary Club. So a huge thank you to the Rotary Club. And any time I get asked to come to talk to the Rotary Club, I always keep that promise because it's a real personal commitment for me. But you can see it's not just about the Rotary Club here. We've got the Women's Institute as well. We've got the Lions Club. We've got other businesses as well. We won't be able to do this without the support of the local community. The fact that you've turned up tonight to lend us your support, I'd encourage you to go out and spread the message that we can make Sam's vision for cancer care in the county a reality. Thank you very much, and thank you for letting us do this together.
Good to see Chris and Sherry here tonight with the Forest of Dean. So our very first appeal was for gamma probes for breast cancer patients, and Rotary got behind that. We moved on to CT scanners. We funded £3.5 million worth of scanning technology, 40,000 people a year will benefit. Rotary and other community partners got behind that and helped us make that happen. There was support during COVID-19, many other projects. Seeing Andy, I remember us funding a scanner in radiotherapy with a completely different. And so I'm aware you all do so much. You are the heartbeat of the community. You make so many good things happen in Gloucestershire. And we really, really appreciate you getting behind us right now with our most ambitious appeal. As you've heard, it's a really important appeal which will just make a difference for so many local people who are working their way through a cancer diagnosis, indeed for our NHS staff in the building. We're looking to raise funds for two phases. First, a phase of new build, and later an internal transformation of facilities. To do that, we need to raise £17.5 million. With 8.3 million raised already, we're really looking to get that new build in place as soon as we can, and then we'll move later to that transformation. But above all, thank you so much for everything you do. Just to say thank you to Cotswold Tynedale Rotary. It is a privilege to work with Rotary. You're so professional with everything you do, with Gillian, with Mark, with Derek, with Drew as well. To David and Terry for having us tonight. This is just such a fantastic place to gather together. To Yates for the catering, and just everybody for getting involved and supporting. Thank you.
Just a couple of more things, I promised, and you can go back to the canapes and things. So you may be thinking, well, why do we need to work with Rotary if you're not a Rotary Club? And the answer is, you're welcome to go off and do your own thing and send money to the hospital. But if you join with us, we are hoping to access funds from the Rotary Foundation. And we won't know whether we get it or not, probably for another 15 months or so. But we're ticking the right boxes, the music is good, and all being well, we can multiply by 2.8. That's the sort of figure. Up to, we're aiming first of all to raise about 110,000, which we can multiply to 300,000. We won't stop if we're still going strong at that point, but that's the power of working with us. So we will follow up, and I hope very much you can do whatever you like, but actually think about channeling through us. And the bit that we're particularly interested in funding is the focus centre and everything around it, the holistic care bits, whether it's plants, whether it's artwork, the place where people go to get advice, whether it's financial, whether it's wigs, whether it's just counselling, and then they're referred on to a whole range of different agencies. That's the bit that we particularly want to support. So please, I will be following up if you join with us. Now, I did say to you tonight's not a fundraising night, but I'm not one to miss an opportunity. So, in the dining room here, if you're interested, if you like Swinhay and you'd like to come back on the 15th of February for a Valentine's ball themed around Phantom of the Opera, tickets are on sale now. You can just take a sheet and get in touch with us because it's a wonderful place for a big party. And you may have seen these lying around. The day after I had my mastectomy, a nurse brought one of these to me and she said, put it under your arm, you'll feel a lot more comfortable. Really? It's true. These really make a difference for the first few weeks in terms of your physical comfort. But the fact that somebody had bothered to make it and give it to the hospital for me was so touching. So for the last 3 years, I and a group of friends have been making masks like this. And I think we've given over 300 to the hospital, and we're still going strong. But it occurred to us, if you sponsor people to run, to jump, to fly, and all the rest of it, why can't you sponsor people to make cushions where somebody really benefits? So that's the plug for the money. And I hope very much we get to work with you. So just to demonstrate that we're not all talk as well. Drew, come in. So we have started. As a club, we've done a couple of events and we've got about £11,000 in the bank. But there are some other clubs who've already made a start. So let's do a shout out. Where's Stephen from Bishop's Cleeve? President of Bishop's. Come here. Bishop's Cleeve, just put their hands in their pockets and gave £2,000. Where's Robin from King's Home, Gloucester King's Home? Where are you? There we are. King's Home, we're doing likewise and have pledged us £2,000.
Excellent.
Now, where's Phil from Gloucester Club? I'm here. And Phil, Gloucester Club, have given us £5,000. So there we are. And then there's the story that touches me more than anything. Come here, Nicola. Nicola is the president of Gloucester Keys Club, and she got married recently. And she, at her party, she didn't ask for presents. She said she wanted money for a Rotary charity. So what was the result of that?
We raised £530 for you.
Excellent.
So if you add all that together, we're really going to be in touching distance of 20,000 by the end of this week. Multiply it by 2.8, let's think positively. That's a good start, I think. So this is not just talk, it's action. So thank you so much again. Please enjoy the next hour or so. You're very welcome to stay on and drink and eat. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.